Good afternoon. It's nice, isn't it? You moved? How do you mean you moved? Well, I am moved. I'm so moved by that view. Where am I? Where am I? I'm by a fence. Just out and about. It's very hot today. More specifically, I'm in Rye. Spelled R-Y-E. Went to a fucking I went to a record store and I got some stuff. What have I got? Check this out. I don't know if you can see that, but it's fucking Beach Boys. Went to a fucking record store. They had a lot of Beach Boys stuff. The guy in there was really nice. It's a good fucking day. I'll wait for a few more people to show up before I start rambling. Hello, 6 people. Hiya. Afternoon. I've actually got a fucking power bank this time, so that I'm connected to the fucking power and I don't just run out. Hello, hello, love the music. Thank you very much, Crossroads. There's more coming soon, hopefully. I got into a really good gear. I was making so much like a couple of weeks ago. Like every day after I came home from work, I was right into the routine of like just immediately chuck something out, make a demo real quick. But you get into a sort of groove where it's a really good experience just making tracks really fast and just making stuff every single day, but then you don't ever really finish them. And you know, as nice as it is just like accruing a bunch of tracks and like a bunch of future promises, like I'll make that really good one day, I'll make that one really good one day, and you just keep making tracks, eventually you get disenfranchised with the idea of actually spending time and actually making them good. I'll get around to it one day, I'm sure I will, but it's nice to think that I've got a few hours of material that I can hone down into actually production ready stuff. Release ready, should I say. I went out to I'm in Rye at the moment. It's like a sort of it's a very typical like lovely English town on the south in Sussex. I thought I was wrong. I thought it would be right by the beach because I kind of wanted to go to the beach. Rye is not next to the beach. I was wrong. um, but it's still so lovely. It's one of those it's one of those places where every single shop is an antique shop, an ice cream shop, or a record store. When I have a good demo, I feel like it can be really addicting to work on. Like I spend a few days in a row completely dialed in, but then I have trouble with other demos. Yeah, like it's interesting how when you get something that's really good, you kind of don't want to complete it in a sense, because the feeling of like, oh, I've actually got something really good here finally. Like I'm really enjoying this. You don't want that feeling to leave, right? You don't want that to go away. and you don't ever want to have it's a weird balance that you have to strike, because you really want to keep working on it and keep going at it, but at the same time it's the worst feeling when you get disenfranchised with it. Like you tip over the threshold and you're like, I don't really like this all of a sudden. Yeah, afraid to change anything about it, in the sense where it's like it's such a weird meta state where it's like, I really, Jesus, can you hear that? It's the kind of state where it's like, this is really good, but it's not release ready. Like it's not finished. I know it's not finished. Other people wouldn't know that, but I know that it's not finished. And you don't know where the end is, but you're really enjoying just where you are at the moment. And getting to the end can be very hard, but sometimes it can only take sometimes it can take like one tiny fucking thing, one thing that changes everything. I remember I have a track called Rinse Off. I was like, I have no idea where to go with this. Like I've got like so much of this track done. Like the intro, the bit where it builds up, and then the payoff at the end. Like, I'm happy that I've got that, but I had no idea how to bring it home with the payoff, and so the whole rest of the track just felt like nothing really. And all it took was one dub chord hit that I had to add, one chord, just sort of over and over again, and everything else fell into place. So you have to trust you really have to trust the process. You really have to just stick with it and believe, like, I've done this before, I can do it again. I can't just leave it. I can't just leave it. Even though you can sort of leave it, you can come back to it later. You can come back to it later. But having said that, I can't think of many tracks where I've left it for so long and then come back to it and it's been good. I've been so stuck in the mood of everything being like a one and done thing. You know, really fast. Really fucking fast. I just like to gather tracks and be happy with myself, knowing that, like, I could make this good in the future, but I don't. How's everyone doing? Yeah, it's really fucking nice here. It's funny, I was like, I really enjoyed just randomly going live yesterday. So I was like, I was really excited to do it again today. And I was like, well, I'll go out to a random place. Have to go now. Have a good one. Cheerio. Hello, Fred. I was like, I want to go to a random place. The fucking journey here was so... It was so fucking amazing. Oh my god. I was listening to I don't know if anyone here has I'm sure everyone here has heard of C418. I think he calls it C418, but I don't know anyone who says C418, just C418. The Minecraft soundtrack guy, basically. He's got so many other albums which are fucking amazing, just magnificent. Like Life-Changing Moments Seem Minor in Pictures. That was an album that I grew up on that, basically. Hello, Adrian. Hiya. Good day. I grew up on fucking C418 discography on my iPod, and that was when I was like 12, 13, maybe 14 years old. And after all this time, I never truly came back to it. Even though I'd heard those albums and loved them so many times, I never truly came back to them. And so when I did come back to listening to Life-Changing Moments, it was fucking mental how I remembered all of the different bits, and it made me feel like I was that age again. And very thick and fast, I remembered all of the things that I really wanted to do, like, in my life, and things that I really wanted to be, but I fucking couldn't, just because, you know, you don't have that agency when you're that young. And as I was walking through Stratford, I was walking through the Westfield shopping centre. There was a train going past. I don't know. No, you can't see that probably. I was going through the Westfield shopping centre, listening to Life Changing Moments Seem Minor in Pictures, and it all of a sudden fucking occurred to me that, like, I've got where I want to fucking be in my life. Like, I did it. I'm out and about by myself, you know, just being able to spend as much time as I want looking at whatever I want, and I'm not being like told, oh, you got to do this now, you got to do that. I'm completely on my own terms. I've got the, you know, money I want if I want to just very quickly buy an ice cream. You know, that's a minor thing that is fucking major to me. Like, the idea of having the disposable income to buy a snack. Like, that's fucking huge. I bought myself a pistachio donut. I remember as a kid walking through, like, shopping centres, just seeing other people buying, like, donuts and stuff. I was just like, why am I never allowed to do that? You know, there's obviously fucking reasons for it, but you don't understand them as a kid. And so, for some reason, even though I've been able to do that for ages, it just fucking hit me that, like, I can do this now. I can do this, and like I earned this, and it really got me fucking emotional. I was almost crying in the fucking shopping centre just thinking about it. I was having to hold back a bit. Especially because there's so many fucking moments on that album where it just keeps, like, ramping up a gear. Like, a different melody or stuff will come in that I'd remembered from years and years ago, and all those feelings come back. It was amazing. It was magical. Check this out. Give me a sec. I've got the R wine. I got the fucking R wine. It's not as many people as there were yesterday. Yesterday, loads of people were fucking all of a sudden coming in. I guess maybe Sunday more people are doing stuff. It's a good fucking time. It's really nice. Another good thing from that was I was on the I went to Stratford International. I don't know if anyone here is from England or even knows or cares about trains at all. I fucking do. What would you say would be another inspiring that has brought you many ideas? Sorry, what do you mean, like, yeah, what would you say another inspiring things that brought many ideas for your albums or EPs? I mean, in general, it's kind of hard for me to drum down, like, direct influences for stuff. I would say, like, the main thing first and foremost, right, is that when it comes to my releases, a while ago, when I was making stuff that I'm probably most known for, I had the idea that I really had to cater to the public, in a sense, and I had to make it good and consistent, and I can't throw many curveballs. I would really love to just throw curveballs all the fucking time, because I'm the main number one influence for me with all of my music creation is Few Old Tunes by Boards of Canada, because you've got tracks on that album like 5978 and Forest Moon, which are just so ridiculously beautiful. Like, it immediately shows them, like, right out of the gate, that they have a talent for just absolutely, you know, heart-wrenching nostalgia. But on the same album, you know, you've got tracks like PC and The Way You Show and, like, Blockbuster, which are just so fucking silly and stupid, and you think, why the fuck are they doing that? Like, what? You know, I get that now as I'm much older than when I first heard it, but GeoGaddy for the win, love Alpha and Omega. You know, I never actually really got into GeoGaddy in the same way that I did with the other albums. I like GeoGaddy a lot, obviously. Like, you know, I mean, I haven't heard that in so long. Maybe that's another one that I need to revisit. But I distinctly remember not feeling it as much as I did the other stuff. Are you gonna do someday live DJ mixes live on YouTube? I haven't really thought about that. I don't know. Um, I doubt it, to be honest. Um, I mean, this whole like live YouTube thing was just completely on a fucking whim, in the sense where I was like, I've always wanted to just do some sort of live stream and just see how see what happens. But you know, you get cold feet and you think like, oh, what if no one shows up? What if it's boring as fuck? What, you know, what if I really want to make it perfect beforehand and like engineer it? And but yesterday I was like, ah, fuck it, just do it, and it was really lovely. Um, Maybe I'll do like some more involved streaming stuff at some point with a setup, because in 2023, like late 2023, I was going to start fucking streaming video games. I was going to do that. I had the whole setup, um, but that never came to fruition. So I'd always had it in me that I'd love to do that. I'd really fucking love to do that. I don't know if I'd make it a regular thing or not, but I just the you get ideas in your head where it'd be really lovely if that was part of my like of, so to speak. Like, you know, it just so happens that I'm also able to do some random stream or something like that. It's my favorite, but I get you. Honestly, love the mood. Julian Candy. Julian Candy. I remember liking the live version of that. There's this live soundboard recording of it that was really fucking good that I preferred to the studio. Would be a dream to see you play live. I'll get to it eventually. I'll do it again, you know. I would imagine that you're not living in England. I assume most people aren't. Um, vast majority of people who listen to my stuff are from the US, or Canada, or whatever. But I'll get to it eventually. Like, that's another thing where it's like I've spent too long in my own head thinking about it. Like, I've played live before, obviously, like in America on tour, but that's much easier because I'm not the one who organizes it, right? I just show up and I play, and it's like super easy in that respect. But doing it myself is, I still to this day, even though I do know how I would organize that stuff, I'm still just like, what if it's not good? And I'm still trying to kill that. And I know that the way to kill that is the exposure therapy of just fucking doing it, right? Canada has great scenic train routes if you make it out. I've heard of people doing Halifax to Vancouver as like a train route that you can do for that. That's really fucking amazing. Like, for the longest time, I've wanted to go to Banff and Jasper in Alberta. There's loads of places in Canada. I mean, I've been to Canada quite a few times because my aunt lives there. She lives in Montreal, so I've been to Montreal quite a few times, and I've really good memories of that. I think I've even been to Ottawa at one point, but like as a really young kid. I remember going rock pooling in Ottawa as a kid, which was one of my fondest childhood memories, actually, but I don't even remember where it was. I think it was Ottawa for some reason. Might not have been. But my brother and I were just like jumping on rocks in the water. It was brilliant. There's a lot of sheep that are going bare over there. I don't know if you can hear the sheep. They're all over, fucking hell. The train route here was nuts. Like, I went from Stratford International to Ashford, and then from Ashford you take the branch line that goes past. There was someone yesterday saying how funny it was that Dorking was a place name. I went past Ham Street. I went past Ham Street, and I went past Appledore. And they were fucking beautiful. They were like train stations in the middle of a field, flanked either side by just sheep as far as you could see, and like stacked hay bales and stuff like that. That was fucking lovely. Ham Street and Appledore, and then Rye, which is where I am at the moment. And I've had a nice time collecting stuff. I got this. I was reading this. I was reading this not too long ago. I was reading it the day before he died, actually. The day before he died, I started reading this fucking book on my Kindle. I didn't have the paperback version. And then he died, and I was like, "Fucking hell, shit! That's weird." Weird timing on that, but it's a really amazing memoir, and I've not finished it yet, so I will finish it probably on the train back, if I'm not too busy looking out the window. Hey man, hope you're good. I read that memoir years ago. Damn. Hello, William. I recognize you because you're like one of the only people that I follow on Twitter. I follow like 8 people on Twitter, and I follow you because I like your fucking comics a lot. You got me into watching Mint Castella as well, so that's I appreciate that. Any other book recommendations if you read much? I don't read much, I'm afraid. Sorry. I mean, I'd recommend House of Leaves. I feel like everyone has read House of Leaves, right? Danielewski. I had a nice 2 days cooped up in my room over a summer holiday in 2018 reading that book, because that was right at the time that I was super into Petscop. Super duper into Petscop, super duper into dreams, and that's when I got really serious about dreams and stuff like that. Got to read House of Leaves, even if just visually it looks great. New Danielewski book in October. Jesus, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. Danielewski, I need to read that. I've not read any of his other stuff. Well, actually, no, I have, but I can't even remember what it's called. Like, I read it quite a while ago. House of Leaves really stuck with me. I was listening to a bunch of shoegaze, like 7% Solution and like Cocteau Twins, like their early albums, whilst reading House of Leaves. Tom's Crossing, thank you. Yeah, I gotta get stuck into that. I've been meaning to get into reading so much more, like all my life. It was funny because as a thing, as a kid, it was a thing that I always like had to do. Like it was a thing I was forced to do. Like, oh, you have to read now, and so naturally, you're a kid, you don't like the things that you're forced to do, and so it was always in my mind like a waste of time, and that hasn't entirely left me. Even though I read a lot more nowadays, mainly just memoirs. Like I was reading Donald Fagen's Eminent Hipsters. Obviously this I Am Brian Wilson. I mean, this is fucking brilliant. This I Am Brian Wilson, man. Stephen Gaines's Heroes and Villains. Mike Love's autobiography. I was listening to Mike Love's autobiography, which, as you can imagine, he narrates it himself. And you say what you will about Mike Love, he can tell a fucking good story. Really good story, because they're Beach Boys stories, right? So, like, goddamn. I mean, I got a bunch of Beach Boys stuff here. Check this out. This I got for a fucking quid, right? I'll take anything that I can fucking get. If it's got the Beach Boys on the front, and it's a magazine with the Beach Boys, how they made music their best. No, sorry, how they made their best music after Brian Wilson. Exclusive new interviews. And a bunch of other stuff in here. So I read a bit of that whilst at the pub. I was having a Guinness after I bought that. And then there's this one, which, there you go. There's Brian again. I'll do anything just to have physical copies of pictures of the Beach Boys, right? They were a quid each. Fucking hell. They were a quid each. It was marvellous. And then, what else have I got in here? Let's see. A couple other things. I had to get Sunflower, right? Sorry, let me just read what's in the chat. I picked up Miles Davis' autobio recently. Can't wait to read him calling everyone a motherfucker. A motherfucker. I can't do his voice. It's like a motherfucker. I need to read his autobiography. I really got into Miles Davis again recently after I had an urge to listen to On the Corner. Going to be going to London in 3 weeks or so. If you have any recommendations for anywhere to go at all, I mean, I see. You're either asking the right person or really the wrong person, because I've been so many places in London that are like specific to me. I love going to, but they're not tourist places at all, right? They are really not tourist places. They are places where you're able to get the most out of them if you've lived in London already for a long time, or you're English, right? They're sort of like, God, how do I even describe it? Like, my favorite places in London. That's short-circuiting my brain because I don't even know where to start. Because I would say the best places actually to go, even better if they're not tourist places. Right. So I would say Rickmansworth is, you got to check out Rickmansworth just because the canal walk there is full of surprises, and it's I don't know if this will mean anything to you, but it's far out on the Metropolitan line. Like, do you have any interest in I don't know where you live, obviously, but if you've got a subway system where you live, or any sort of train or public transport, when you look at the map of places that you can go to on that route, you naturally look over to what's at the very end. You look at what the terminus is, far away from the centre. The place names that you never, ever hear talk about. In Ireland, but I mess with trains heavy, yes. I need to fucking go to Ireland, dude. I really need to go to Ireland. I need to go to Ireland. I need to go to Northern Ireland. I've got a few friends there. I need to fucking. It would be so fucking lovely. Fellow Irish train, enjoy it. Yeah. What a lovely fucking chat we have here. Your music has been cathartically therapeutic, and that's about all I can say. Love from Sheffield. My brother has interacted with you. Well, hello. I've not been to Sheffield. I need to. I've got a close friend who grew up in Sheffield, and everyone that I've met from there is like the nicest fucking down to earth person who like makes sense. Because a lot of people from the south are just cunts. Like, because the south is where all of the fucking Tories and the money is, and that breeds a lot of fucking idiocy. Sheffield, I need to go further up north into it, like Sheffield and Yorkshire, a lot more. Last time I was in UK, I was in Sheffield. It was so pretty out there, tons of forest trails you can go far farmland. I mean, that's all of England really, though, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure in Sheffield they're fucking fantastic, but like, this is where I am right now. I just found a little field to duck away into, lean against a fence. People in my chat recognizing each other. That's awesome. Actually, William, I might have seen you from Rate Your Music or something. The YouTube poops. Yes, he's a YouTube poop guy. That's right. I actually spent this June bank holiday weekend in London. Couldn't do much, so I'm taking notes too. London, I mean, everywhere has such a different personality, but like, you have to be tuned in to what the different things are, because it can all sort of blend into one if you don't really know. I mean, thing is, I'm the kind of guy who is a fucking sucker for shop frontages, right? Like really primitive greasy spoon frontages of just like big bold text that just says like Tom's Diner in Arial font, black on white. Fucking brilliant. I can recommend John Sando books in Chelsea. That was a fucking amazing bookshop. I can't remember where it was. I went there with my friend a while ago, and it was like it was a place where the entrance is just a stairwell that goes down into a very dank sort of basement. But at the top bit, there's just a shit ton of Windows XP and like Windows Vista magazines that you could just pick up for free, and I got a bunch of them. So in my house, I just have like a whole section of like how to use Windows XP, exciting new features on Windows Vista magazines. Those are fucking peak. They're so nice. I don't get to go to the UK though enough. Yeah. I mean, obviously England is a complete shithole politically right now. I don't really want to get into fucking politics, but I mean, the fucking scene, like the places. makes me fucking so happy that I live here. So happy, especially because where I grew up in a nowhere town called Waterlooville. No one has heard of Waterlooville, save from a few chance people that you meet out who happen to fucking know what Waterlooville is, and you end up talking for hours. Um, Waterlooville is near Portsmouth, which Portsmouth is somewhat more well known, even though that is a fucking shithole. Basically, there's nothing to do and there's nothing really special about Waterlooville, but the immediate surrounding areas are really fucking nice. But as a kid, you just take that for granted. But because it's somewhat out of arm's reach, like you only would ever go outside of Waterlooville on occasion, you see it and you take it in as a kid, and you know that it's like a sort of nice place, but you're not able to soak it in because you don't spend ages walking around there on your own terms. And so now that I live in London and I'm able to take a train whenever the fuck I want to go to places like this, it hits the same spot in my brain every time of how fucking good it is and how fortunate I am. And it is, that's why I do it so much. I'm constantly fucking out and about. Especially also because where I live in Islington. I'm not going to say exactly where I live, obviously. Islington is a general enough area. There's a station that I live right next to that doesn't have any ticket barriers. And so, free ride, right? That's a free ride. You can get on the train on this route that no one takes. No one takes this fucking route. Because it's not really signposted anywhere. You have to, it's an if you know type situation, or you use it out of necessity. No one is using it as a like means to get to any specific destination apart from Alexandra Palace, right? Just because that's a big venue. But it leads up to the north into Hertfordshire, so just above London. And Hertfordshire is filled with fucking intimidatingly nice places. You get kind of sickened in the sense that you walk about and everywhere there are Jaguars, there are Porsches, there are Range Rovers, massive detached houses, golf clubs, bowls clubs, insanely huge fucking pubs with decadent grotesques on the outside. And you're like, how much fucking money is there here in these places, dude? Evil shit must have happened for there to be this much money. But at the same time, it looks so beautiful that you're like, I'm happy to be an alien just walking about this place. Right, I need to fucking read the chat. That's the exact same thing with town. I've been living in an island for years. Like some places here where wow, this is still lovely, but rest of it is just air, but I get that. Yeah, right. I really appreciate that the fact that I grew up in a kind of slightly shitty place, because it just means that, like, you know, everywhere that I go to now, I really fucking appreciate it. Huge balls. Hello, huge balls. Hi, I don't really know much about you, but I love the album American Transit. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll try one day I'll get it back on Spotify. One fucking day. I've been putting that off for way too long. I realise that. It will come back at some point. I don't know when. Like, I keep telling myself that I'm going to psych myself up to finally, like, you know, chew the fucking cud and get it back. But I just haven't. Hello, Mr. Flames Left from Texas. Hello. Never been to Texas. I mean, my family's been there a bunch of times. I want to fucking go. I mean, there's more of the US that I need to discover, but I have no idea when I'd ever go back there, you know, just for like a casual visit, because it's a scary fucking place. Plus, like, I have a Russian name, right? I have a Russian name, so there've been times where I've tried to go into America, and they've taken me aside and they've what's the word? Apprehended me, and that's always quite scary. You originally grew up in the US? No. I'm very English from my accent. I grew up in England, and I still live here. I'd say the process would be complex enough, but I don't know, streaming services and distros are just wonky. No, it's actually more of a it's more of a personal it's more of a personal thing, in the sense where, like, I don't want to talk to the person that I have to talk to in order to get the album back. I don't want to divulge too much information because it's like shitty interpersonal stuff, but I just don't want to have to do that. I can't be fucked. And I know that, like, it's been so long at this point that I've told myself I'm going to do it and I haven't, that when I do eventually do it, I feel like I'm going to be fucking shaking, needlessly, because it's kind of irrational. Yeah, I've got a very normal Southern English accent. I'll get it back eventually. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's taken so long. I get messages every fucking day, like, on Instagram and like emails, just like, when is Miracle in Transit coming back? It's kind of gotten old at this point, but it shouldn't have. That's my own fault. Any favorite movies recently? What have I seen recently? I watched Midnight Cowboy recently, because of a recommendation someone left on the questions page. That was fucking depressing. That was fucking depressing. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's so good. It was so fucking good. Midnight Cowboy. You know, I'm walking here film. More to it than that. But it's funny because I watched Midnight Cowboy and Salò for the first time in the same day. And, you know, I'm sure that everyone has heard things about Salò, right? How it's like the most disgusting film of all time. It's one of the hardest films to ever watch. I was sorely disappointed because I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I was not freaked out by it in the slightest. Maybe because in my mind I thought it'd be so much worse than it actually was. And there's horrible shit in that film, don't get me wrong. It is like, you know, the ending especially is like, Jesus fucking Christ. But you kind of have to grit your teeth. But I don't know, I was expecting to be completely blown away and like horrified. Like I went into it wanting to be horrified, because I don't feel like I get horrified enough by media. But I wasn't, unfortunately. I was more horrified by Midnight Cowboy just because of how fucking effective it was. I need to see that movie with Ice Cube in it, but I don't think it's screening Ireland. It looks so bad. A movie with Ice Cube in it. Yeah, no, what is that? What is that? I know what that is. Is he in the... Wait, who's in Friday? Who's in the film Friday? I don't think that's Ice Cube. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've seen it. It'd be worth the wait. No pressure, man. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I forget that people, you know, people are courteous, and they are happy to make War of the Worlds remake. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that sounds like a laugh. Ice Cube in a War of the Worlds remake? That's fucking nice. That's really good. I'm just going to scroll up to see if there's anything that I've missed. The rails near me, it's very industrial kind of vibe. And it's like Toronto and such. So not exactly scenic. Need to book a vibe in Ottawa sometime. See, I really like the industrial. I really love the industrial train routes. Coming out of Stratford, actually, there's a high-speed rail link that goes from Stratford to Ashford, and it's ridiculous. It is ludicrously industrial outside of Stratford, in the sense that, you know, in England, it's nothing like America or Canada, right? It's everything is such a smaller scale here in England, such a smaller scale. But you do get surprised sometimes when you have, as far as the eye can see to the horizon line, the same shipping container, just all the fucking way out to the horizon line. And you're like, I didn't even know those places existed in England, let alone that I could see them on a train. And, you know, it just scratches an itch in your brain, like seeing just, you know, the same fucking shipping container until the horizon line. I was really quite stoked that I caught that, especially because I used to think Stratford was like not for me. Stratford, how do I describe it to people who don't know what it is? Stratford is where the London 2012 Olympics was held, and because of that, a lot of new development was spawned in Stratford, which, you know, all of this like fit for purpose new flat block housing that is super cut and paste, like kind of boring. At least I thought it was, until I went back to it today, and I was fucking enraptured by the majesty of how fucking big the tower blocks are. I was big into it. It bums me out a bit because I love the novel. It's my dad's favorite. Oh wait, sorry. Oh, War of the Worlds, right? Unfortunately I don't know much about it. So I think it would be good for me for my first major impression of it to be the Ice Cube remake. um, that'd be fucking good. It has Microsoft Teams and all this garbo. Wait, War of the Worlds? War of the Worlds with Ice Cube has Microsoft Teams? Please tell me I haven't got that wrong. Please tell me that there's Microsoft Teams in a War of the Worlds remake with Ice Cube, because I'm fucking watching that. Is there anything else that I've missed? Don't think so. It's a really fucking hot day. I've been sat in the same spot, just right in the sun. I'm gonna be getting fucking sun. War of the Worlds. Right. I'm fucking getting on that the moment that I get home. That sounds really fucking good. War of the Worlds. There was other films that I wanted to watch as well. I mean, there's so many. I mean, the main films that I watch nowadays, whenever I go to my friend's house, she is a massive fucking movie buff as well, who has like, you know, a bunch of fucking Criterion DVDs and stuff. I used to be a huge film guy. Huge film guy. I would watch like 7 films a day, and I'd really get off on the idea of like knowing it all, right? They tried to get us at work to all use Microsoft Teams, but nobody wanted to, so everyone is always logged off. Teams is shit. That's why it's fucking shit. Like, every single user of Microsoft Teams will have their own distinct bug with it. Their own distinct problem that no one else has. It's fucking ridiculous. It's masterful that everyone can get their own problem with it. And no one knows how to fix any of them. Like, you join a call with your mic unmuted, and then it just mutes every single time. No one else has that problem. I have no idea how they do that. Teams is really fucking dreadful. I'd watch films like once a week or so, yeah. I wouldn't watch a ton, even though I probably should. Well, it's up to you, yeah. I mean, the main reason why I watched so many films when I did, and I just got sucked into it so hard, is quite a lot of it was actually quite performative of me. It was in the sense where I really wanted to just know all the films and be able to talk about them with other people, and not so much for them to properly like emotionally touch me. It started off as being very performative, but obviously after a while, after seeing so many amazing films, you figure out what you actually really like, and you're not just watching the films that everyone has seen so that you can talk about them with other people. On a note, found a Vincent Gallo CD, When, for €5. Apparently it's limited edition. When is fucking delightful, isn't it? I mean, Vincent Gallo is just so fascinating, isn't he? Jesus Christ. My girlfriend is like fucking addicted to Vincent Gallo. Like, just because he's so fucking fascinating. Like, and you know, she's so big into Buffalo 66. Vincent Gallo, When, I love that so much. I mean, that's another perfect example of like it's kind of like Few Old Tunes, where you have a really stupid fucking song right next to a song that will, you know, really tear at your heartstrings. You know, Vincent Gallo will, you know, sell his own cum for $1 million on his website, and then at the same time make an album called When, which has some of the most touching folk songs I've ever heard on them. Like, I love that fucking dichotomy so much. Something I really strive to achieve, just in my presence, basically. Hi, I love you, big fan. Hello, Humo. Thank you very much. Good day, good day, good day. How about movie soundtracks? I really liked the soundtrack to the film Walkabout. I saw Walkabout recently, and I actually sampled the main theme from Walkabout in a track that I'm working on recently, and I really enjoyed that. I'm having a hard time thinking of other movie soundtracks that I really fucking liked. Yeah, nothing's coming to me right now for some reason. Ugh. That's annoying. I thought I'd be able to give a really good answer to that. But the Walkabout soundtrack, I really love the Walkabout soundtrack. Laura is one of my favorites. Let's find a place. A happy place. Does he say happy place? Let's find a place. A happy place. I mean, I wrote this song for the girl. Paris Hilton is the fucking one from that album for me. that, Laura, and shit. There's another one on the album that I would always listen to. I can't remember the name of. Um, I'm actually no, I'll look it up later. But what was a movie that had so much potential but was a letdown? I mean, Sallow. Sallow. I was just talking about Sallow. I mean, that's purely my own fucking like stupid take on it, but it's my take nonetheless. It was a massive letdown to me. I really wanted to get fucking horrified and scared. I really wanted to get fucking scared by a film, because that does not happen to be enough. So I was like, I'm gonna watch Sallow. I've heard so much about this, and I was just like, it's good. Like, it's a really good fucking takedown of like fascism, and the commentary on it is fucking on point. But because everyone had touted it to be like this super horrifying film and nothing else, that's what I went into it thinking it was going to be, and it obviously wasn't. It's not. There's so much more to it than that. Sallow was a big fucking letdown in that respect, but that's my fault for going into it with thinking it was going to be something that it actually isn't. What other films were big letdowns? I don't know. There aren't that many films that I don't like, to be honest. I'm very, very easily entertained when it comes to films. Because recently I just sort of watched chick flicks and stuff like that. Like Matthew McConaughey films. Like Failure to Launch and stuff like that. Paris Hilton is great, yeah. It's fucking... Oh, that's fucking good. I find that sometimes the song that sound the most enticing at first won't stand the test of time. But other songs that I sort of like at first will grow on me, and yeah, absolutely, yeah. I've definitely had that many times. Actually, have I? I mean, definitely the latter point. But like, I can't think of many songs that really enticed me at first, and then I didn't really care for them much later. Maybe I think that's changed with age. Actually, it's changed with age. When I was much younger, when I was like 17, 16. And I was finding stuff like super, super fast all the time, I would maybe get into a song for a couple days and then not be so thrilled by it later. But that's changed with age, where I know what I like. I am much more certain with what I like nowadays. And so what sticks, and it sticks for a long fucking time. I watched Darjeeling Limited recently, really enjoyed that, even though Owen Wilson's character pissed me the hell off. Darjeeling Limited, yeah. My dad hates that film. My dad fucking hates that film. Like, he especially hates the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, in case they still want to watch the Darjeeling Limited. But there's a specific thing in the ending where it's like the subtext is so extremely like explicit and shoved in your face that my dad was fucking livid at that. I think, does my dad even like Wes Anderson? He likes Steve Zissou a lot. I think his favourite's Steve Zissou, and Steve Zissou is good. My favourite Wes Anderson is Bottle Rocket, definitely. Bottle Rocket's the best one for me. Owen Wilson in You, Me and Dupree is really fucking good. I like You, Me and Dupree a lot. Just those sort of films in general, like those 2000s, just like sort of shitty rom-com junk food shit. I fucking love that stuff. I think nowadays, because our short attention spans and speedy consumption of short-form media, it's really easy for a song that's immediately enticing to be forgotten rather quickly. Perhaps. I mean, I don't want to get up on a soapbox and be like, oh, my attention span's actually really good. Because I don't fucking know, right? But I tend to feel like things stick around with me for a very long time. I mean, I don't really consume media in the way that I feel like other people do, and I don't even know what that means, right? I just go about listening to stuff that I like. You know, but I'm so out of the loop. I'm so out of the loop when it comes to you know, what's happening nowadays. I haven't listened to like a new song for fucking ages if my friend didn't make it. Like, I'm always listening to what my friends are making. I have no idea what the fuck's happening in music recently. The most recent music thing I know is that Kanye West released a song called Highway. That's the most recent thing that I know has happened in music. It's fucking Kanye West. Oh, what a fucking state of him. I still need to watch Life Aquatic. Yeah, Life Aquatic's good. Life Aquatic's nice. I don't remember it that vividly. I just remember I had a good time with it. I when I was really getting into films, I was watching all of the Wes Anderson films. It was always the kind of thing where it's just like, it's a Wes Anderson film, it'll be good. I mean, nowadays, what exactly am I listening to? I was listening to, yeah, as I was saying earlier, I was listening to C418 on the train up here. Fucking magnificent. C418. God, he is fucking, I'm so happy for him. I am so happy for C418, dude. Like, I just really hope he's doing well, you know? He had judging from, like, what I know about him, he was having a hard time when Minecraft was popping off. Because, you know, he was getting mad imposter syndrome. Which C418 album? Life-changing moments seem minor in pictures. I was listening to that, then the album Circle, and then the album One. But then I got sidetracked. I was listening to One, I got through a few of the tracks, and then I ended up going in a record store. I had to take my headphones off, and I was talking with the record store owner. One of my favorite ways to find new music is to go on YouTube and look for songs in other languages. For example, just look up music from Azerbaijan, and you won't understand a word, but it's fun to find music from other cultures. I mean, fucking definitely, absolutely. Like, you know, growing up, it's very easy to only listen to Western music, right? And then when you finally open yourself up to realizing just the sheer fucking volume of music that exists all over the world, and from different I mean, this goes all without saying. This is all obvious. But yeah, Jesus Christ. I was listening to a lot of Tuareg music recently, as well as just like sort of Saharan folk songs. I mean, obviously you have the Sahel Sounds label, which has the like cell phone music albums, but outside of that, like the more revolutionary, politically charged ones, from the 80s, like from the tape distribution stuff, fucking, oh my god. I'm just thinking about it in my head, like, I mean, the Sahel Sounds compilations are fucking good as well. Love C418, it's so good, yeah. I mean, I made the sleep mix of C418 because I had basically heard every single one of his albums back in the day. I remember I had a phase where I listened to hip-hop from Taiwan and Japan for a few years, and the production style was like a time warp, as if going several years back with Western hip-hop. Yeah, I don't know too much, actually, about Taiwanese and, like, Japanese hip-hop. I've heard quite a bit, but I've never had a proper deep dive. My dad has been on a city pop kick for the last, like, 2 years. Like, every time that we talk, which is about twice a week, he'll talk about all the new city pop albums that he's been listening to. He's completely fucking enraptured. Shame we never got Minecraft Volume 3 from C418. I really like the direction he was taking it in with Axolotl. We got Excursions out of it. Yeah, Excursions was fucking great. Yeah, it's really cool that he made like a proper fucking long form progressive house record, and it was Excursions, and it was fucking good. Hello, your Yume Nikki, Yume Tuki mixes help me study and sleep, as well as the Aphex Twin. You're most fucking welcome. You're most welcome. I'm very glad I'm so happy. I said this yesterday, but I'm so glad that I still get so many comments on those. Yeah, I'm glad that they've stood the test of time. People keep listening. C418's older works are underrated. Yeah, Zweiton Egoismus, right? Zweiton Egoismus, Bushes and Marshmallows, 78 Minutes of Fame, the whatever director's cut, like Little Things. I remember really fucking liking Zweiton Egoismus, like the first track on that, Zweiton. Beautiful fucking stuff. I mean, his stuff is so impressionistic as well. He takes from Satie a lot. C418, it's funny because like I was thinking about my my old music, the music that I was making when I was 14, and I was thinking about what was I listening to back in those days. And I completely forgot C418 was such a huge driving force to me. And yes, a lot of my early stuff that's unreleased sounds a lot like C418. Nowhere near as good. But the melodies, the song progressions, the more down-tempo aspect of it is extremely C418. And so listening back to Life-Changing Moments, C Minor and Pictures, I was like, shit, this all makes so much more sense to me now. How formative this album is for me. And I just forgot about it. So that album, Life-Changing Moments, is fucking amazing. Oh my God. What do you think about those Yume Nikki games? Would you ever make something like that? I don't think I'd ever make a Yume Nikki game. I've played like the ones that everyone has played in the sense, you know, the fan games like Tuki, Flow, LCD Dem, and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd ever make one like that. I mean, the closest thing that I'd ever get to making anything Yume Nikki related is the sleep mixes and an album that I had out called Sand in Your Eye, which was heavily inspired by Yume Nikki in the sense that all the songs are like a minute long loops. I kind of wanted to make my own Yume Nikki-ish worlds just through song form. And made this album called Sand in Your Eye, which I released in 2017. So 8 years ago I released that shit. Fucking hell, 8 years ago. I don't remember a lot from when I was younger, but I do have this one memory that pops up showing CF18's 148. Yeah, 148 is fucking good as well. That's one that I didn't actually give enough time of day to. 148's the album that came out after 1, isn't it? With the red cover that looks like 1. Yeah. Oh, I gotta check it out. There's so much good stuff to listen to. There's so much amazing fucking stuff to listen to, isn't there? That hit me like a brick this morning. Just the thought of like, fuck. You know, I mean, this is a thought that this is a feeling that everyone has had. But you know, the feeling becomes fewer and further between the more as you age, and when it hits you again, it just makes you feel fucking fresh. Like, fuck, I'm still so captivated and enthralled by all this fucking stuff. Like, it never gets old. Never fucking gets old. But yeah, I might pack this up in a bit. I've somehow been going for a fucking hour already. That's gone. This always goes by so fucking fast. I say always. I've done this today and yesterday. These fucking streams go by extremely fast because I'm just rattling my head off the entire time. 148 was my introduction to his works outside of Minecraft, and I think the first time I ever went on Bandcamp. So I guess I have a lot to thank for it. Yeah. Goodness, Minecraft. Yeah, I was thinking quite long and hard about Minecraft this morning, and just like how ridiculous it must be for C418 to be, you know. I think the Minecraft soundtrack is one of music's best achievements, full stop. I think it stands insanely tall and proud in the way that it sits in everyone's head. I don't know anyone who doesn't like the Minecraft soundtrack. Like, I don't know how you couldn't, for fuck's sake. Got to go now. Cheers. Yeah, have a good one, Small Sheba. I'll probably be heading off in a minute too, just because I want to walk around for a bit. 148 and 1 are probably my favorite albums from him. Never checked out Life-Changing Moments. You got to check it out. Oh yes, you're gonna love Life-Changing Moments. It's fucking so good. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing really good. I'm in Rye at the moment. I was just about to head off probably. Just sat in a fucking field at the moment. Feels fucking good. Yeah, I think I'll probably head back to. I mean, what time is it even? Okay, I've still got plenty of time for the day. I'll probably head out, get some food, check out some more of the shops. But yeah, I'll keep doing these streams. I don't know how regularly I'm gonna do them. I need to set up something like proper with it instead of just me talking in a fucking field. But I'm really glad that people enjoy these, because I've wanted to do this for so long. So yeah, that's hit the hour mark. So have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. I will see you all when I see you next. Cheerio.